Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Deepika, and coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's External Affairs Minister urges people of Indian origins to promote India as tourism destination at the 18th Pravasi Bharati Divas Convention. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit coastal states of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha to launch projects over $20 billion across Andhra Pradesh. Rescuers search for survivors in freezing temperatures after powerful quake killed 126 in Tibet. US President-elect Donald Trump refuses to rule out the use of military forces to take control of Greenland and Panama Canal. Los Angeles fire explodes to nearly 3,000 acres as thousands of residents flee. Homes are lost. A very good afternoon to all of viewers joining us here at DD India Live this afternoon. Now, India is hosting the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention 2025 in the temple city of Bhubaneswar. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, along with other ministers and dignitaries, attended the youth convention on Wednesday. Delivering the session of the convention, Dr. S. Jaishankar emphasized on the role of youth being paramount in the development of the country.
At a time when so many key developments in the world are being shaped by this younger generation, whether we talk of AI or EV, innovation or startups, space or drones, sports, chess, cricket, there is all the more reason to do so. We have just started our journey towards Viksit Bharat in the Amrit Kal. This is an endeavor that is very much about the future generation.
Further, the External Affairs Minister also highlighted an observation made by Indian badminton player PV Sindhu on why India's Prime Minister is a youth icon and how his spirit drives the nation towards development.
An observation by a famous Indian badminton player, PV Sindhu, on why Prime Minister Modi is a youth icon. She summed it up as his attitude, which moved the nation from chalta hai to badal sakta hai to hoga kaise nahi. Indeed, it is this very spirit which has driven our achievements in recent years.
In a major push for sustainable development, industrial growth and infrastructure enhancement, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will dedicate to the nation, inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of projects worth over $20 billion at Visakhapatnam. In yet another key step towards his commitment for green energy and sustainable future, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone for the state-of-the-art NTPC Green Energy Limited Green Hydrogen Hub project at Pudidamaka near Visakhapatnam in southern India's Andhra Pradesh. Now, this will be the first green hydrogen hub under the National Green Hydrogen Mission. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also dedicate to the nation, lay the foundation stone and inaugurate various railway and road projects in Andhra Pradesh, which includes foundation stone laying of South Coast Railway headquarters at Visakhapatnam, among various other projects. He will also lay the foundation for the bulk truck park in Anakapalli district and Krishnapatnam industrial area in the Tirupati district of Andhra Pradesh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will today lay the foundation stone for a major green hydrogen project in Andhra Pradesh. The initiative, spearheaded by NTPC Green Energy, is a key part of the government's push for clean energy. The project will further mark a significant milestone for renewable energy in the region. Let us now take a look at this report filed by DD India correspondent Dibyendu Mondal to understand about India's green hydrogen mission. Take a look.
India is on a bold mission to redefine its energy future. With an eye on becoming energy independent by 2047 and achieving net zero emission by 2070, the country is ramping up efforts to transition to renewable energy across all sectors. And at the heart of this transformation is green hydrogen, a clean, sustainable fuel that promises to reshape India's energy landscape. But what exactly is green hydrogen? It's a clean energy source produced through the process of electrolysis, where electricity from renewable sources like solar and wind is used to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. The result? Pure hydrogen with zero harmful emissions, no fossil fuels, no carbon footprints. In India, green hydrogen is not just an energy source, it's the key to achieving the ambitious goals: reducing fossil fuel dependency, creating new industries, and contributing to the fight against climate change. The National Green Hydrogen Mission, approved in January 2022, aims to make India a global leader in hydrogen production and exports. By 2030, the mission is set to achieve a production capacity of 5 million metric tons per year, driving the country's renewable energy sector to new heights.
Energy transition and sustainability have become central to global policy discourse. Friends, India is committed towards creating cleaner and greener planet. We were the first among G20 nations to fulfill our Paris commitments on green energy.
By 2030, the Green Hydrogen Mission is expected to generate over 6 lakh jobs and attract more than 8 lakh crore rupees in investments. And crucially, it will slash over 1 lakh crore rupees in fossil fuel imports. Green hydrogen can also revolutionize sectors like transportation, industry, and power generation. It offers the potential to replace fossil fuels in steel manufacturing, petroleum refining, and even long haul transportation. And in remote areas, it could serve as a decentralized power source, boosting energy access and reducing reliance on traditional grid systems. The National Green Hydrogen Mission is a game changer for India's energy security. It taps into the country's vast renewable energy resources, ensuring a sustainable and self reliant energy future for generations to come. With advancements in green hydrogen technology, India is positioning itself at the forefront of the global renewable energy revolution. And with the government's continued focus on research and development, India is poised to lead the world in green hydrogen production and exports. Dibyendu Mondal's report for DD India.
Now, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held bilateral meeting with the Defence Minister of Maldives, Mohammad Hassan Mahmoon, in New Delhi today. During the talks, the two leaders reviewed the various facets of bilateral defence cooperation, including training, regular exercises, defence projects, workshops and seminars to enhance the capability of Maldives' national defence forces as well as supply of defence equipments and stores. Maldivian Defence Minister thanked India for extending support to Maldives on many occasions. India and Maldives share spiritual, historical, linguistic and ethnic ties. The Maldives occupies a special place in India's neighbourhood first policy, which aims to bring stability and prosperity in the Indian Ocean region. All right, now let's give you the latest update from Assam coal mine mishap. One body have been recovered from the flooded coal mine in Dima Hasao district, marking a grim development in the ongoing rescue operation. The recovery comes after nearly 48 hours of intense search efforts for 15 miners trapped underground since the 6th of January. Multiple agencies are working around the clock at the accident site, with Navy personnel joining Army and National Disaster Response Forces diving in the operation. A massive dewatering effort is underway, with State Disaster Response Force pumps being rushed from Umrakshu. The Oil and Natural Gas Corporation has also provided specialized equipments, currently awaiting aerial transport via Mi-17 helicopter from Kumbh once weather conditions improve. Now, every 12 years, the Mahakumbh festival attracts millions from across the globe, all seeking spiritual solace in the banks of the holy river. But what keeps this massive congregation safe and orderly is a seamless blend of tradition and technology. In the year 2025, security at the Prayagraj's Mahakumbh festival has undergone a remarkable transformation. From monitoring crowds to managing emergencies, a multi-layered security strategy is in place to maintain peace and guide millions through this sacred journey. DD India Siddharth has more. Take a look.
Every 12 years, the Mahakumbh Mela invites millions of people from all over the world to converge at the banks of Holy River. But behind this, a silent force is at work, ensuring this sacred gathering remains peaceful and safe.
See, the traffic is being controlled by our traffic police and the other police arrangements we have made. But we do include civil defense and other NGOs for helping at the ghats and also, as you mentioned, these old people and in the digital lost and found centers, various places where humane interface is required, we are including them.
In Mahakumbh 2025, security has evolved. Gone are those days of traditional patrolling. Technology now plays a pivotal role.
I am at the monitoring center which has been set up here at Mahakumbh 2025, and as you can see behind me, there is heavy monitoring going on. Around 1600 cameras have been set up to make sure no one is left behind.
AI and machine learning have been integrated to track patterns of movement, detect anomalies and alert authorities in real time. Facial recognition is also being used to identify individuals who may pose a threat.
With millions of people gathered at one place, maintaining law and order is no small feat. It takes a unified effort between local, state and national agencies to ensure safe and smooth movement of the crowd.
As part of security measures, security personnel are checking all vehicles and identity cards of individuals entering the area. A bomb squad has also been stationed nearby for any eventualities. Multi-layered strategy for crowd management, including barriers, designated pathways, and constant communication with ground teams. The focus is not just on policing, but on guiding and assisting the public. While technology and authorities play key roles, the real strength of the Kumbh Mela security lies in the hands of its volunteers.
This is Mahakumbh Mela, where tradition meets modern security, creating a safe haven for millions who come here for faith, solace and peace. With camera person Rakesh Kumar, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in Prayagraj.
Now, Dr. V. Narayanan has been appointed as the new chairman of the Indian Space Research Organisation and the secretary of the Department of Space. Dr. V. Narayanan will assume the office on the 14th of January. He will succeed the current ISRO chairman S. Somanath. He currently serves as the director of the Liquid Propulsion System Centres of the ISRO in Kerala. Dr. Narayanan is a distinguished scientist with nearly 4 decades of experience in rocket and spacecraft propulsion. He is a rocket and spacecraft propulsion expert who joined ISRO in the year 1984 and functioned in various capacities before becoming the director of LPSC. Moving on, the Government of India handed over academic buildings constructed under its high-impact community development project to local authorities in the Gandaki province of Nepal, signifying the completion of educational infrastructure projects across the region. These buildings include campus and hostel facilities at Myakti Multiple Campus, built with Indian financial assistance, and a school building in Baglung district. Government of India's grant under Nepal-India Development Cooperation was utilized for the construction of campus buildings. The infrastructure created would help provide access to higher education and hostel facilities to the students. Time to take a short break, but still to come on DD India Live. New York appeals court rejects Trump bid to delay hush money sentencing. South Korea's Yoon faces second arrest attempt in fortified compound. And every year, January the 8th marks Earth Rotation Day, celebrating the planet's daily spin. We'll get you details on it.
This week on Defence Dialogue.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India Live. Now, in less than a fortnight ahead of his inauguration, the US President-elect Donald Trump has revealed that his presidential agenda involves even military action to secure Panama Canal. While his announcement has given shockwave to the Latin American country, the Panama government has ruled out any negotiation on the sovereignty of the world-famous canal. Here's a detailed report.
US President-elect Donald Trump refused on Tuesday to rule out using military or economic action to pursue acquisition of the Panama Canal, part of a broader expansionist agenda he has promoted since winning the November 5 election. He was addressing a press conference at his home in southern Florida Tuesday, a day after Congress certified his election victory. Trump didn't rule out military action to pursue his goal.
The Panama Canal was built for our military. I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be that you'll have to do something.
He also alleged that Panama Canal is now being run by China.
Look, the Panama Canal is vital to our country. It's being operated by China. China. And we gave the Panama Canal to Panama. We didn't give it to China. And they've abused it. They've abused that gift. It should have never been made, by the way.
The US President-elect said that transferring the canal to Panama was a mistake of the then US President Jimmy Carter. Panama's Foreign Minister Javier Martinez Acha has said that the sovereignty of Panama Canal is not negotiable. He addressed a claim by Trump that Chinese soldiers operate the waterway connecting the Atlantic and Pacific. The minister said that the only hands operating the canal are Panamanian. Built by the United States, the Panama Canal was handed to the Central American country as a result of negotiation in September 1977 when Jimmy Carter was the US president. The Panama Canal Treaty gave the control of the canal to Panama on December 31, 1999. With inputs from Akhilesh Suman, Antrasena for DD India.
Now, US President-elect Donald Trump said he wanted to rename the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America in his latest eye-catching plan as he prepares to take office later this month. Along with this, the other decisions are on his agenda as well. Here's more.
Apart from not ruling out military action to secure the Panama Canal, US President-elect Donald Trump has also threatened to employ economic measures against neighboring Canada in meandering remarks Tuesday that drew firm and frosty responses from the US neighbor. Speaking after Congress certified his election victory, the Republican president-elect gathered reporters at his home in southern Florida to announce a $20 billion Emirati investment in US technology. He announced he was going to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America and threatened the US's southern neighbor again with massive tariffs if it does not halt illegal border crossings.
Changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory.
The president-elect also described the new name as beautiful and appropriate. He also added that eliminating the artificially drawn US-Canada border would be a boon to national security.
Canada and the United States, that would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line, and you take a look at what that looks like, and it would also be much better for national security. Don't forget, we basically protect Canada. We don't need anything they have. We don't need their dairy products. We have more than they have. We don't need anything. So why are we losing $200 billion a year and more to protect Canada? And I said that to, as I called him, Governor Trudeau. I said, listen, what would happen if we didn't subsidize you, if we didn't, because we give them a lot of money.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's response was equally shrill and firm. He said that there is a snowball's chance in hell that Canada will merge with the United States. Trump has also ruffled European feathers with a separate territorial proposal to buy Greenland, an island abutting the emerging Arctic geopolitical battleground that the former real estate developer sees as important to US security. He refused to rule out using military force to seize Greenland. Trump's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., arrived on the island shortly before his father's remarks for what was described as a personal visit with no official meetings scheduled. Denmark, which Greenland is an autonomous territory of, is a US ally and a fellow member of NATO. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen told broadcaster TV2 she didn't have the fantasy Trump's plans for Greenland would ever get off the ground. Bureau Report, DD India.
A New York appeals court judge on Tuesday rejected US President-elect Donald Trump's request to delay this week's sentencing in his hush money case. Now, Trump is scheduled to be sentenced on Friday after being convicted by a New York jury of 34 counts of falsifying business records to cover up a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Associate Justice Ellen Jesma rejected the arguments by Trump's attorneys that the sentencing should be postponed, while Trump's lawyers claimed that the immunity from prosecution granted to a president should be extended to a president-elect, but Jesma brushed those arguments aside. Now, Trump, who is to be sworn in as the president on the 20th of January, can appeal Jesma's ruling to the full appellate court bench and potentially up to the Supreme Court as well. Moving on, South Korea suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol faces a new and potentially more robust attempt to arrest him on insurrection charges after a top investigator vowed to do whatever it takes to break a security blockade and take in the impeached leader. Now, protesters, both supporting and opposing to the embattled Yoon, continued to brave freezing temperatures to stage rallies on the streets around the presidential compound on Wednesday after a court reissued a warrant to arrest Yoon on Tuesday. While Yoon is under criminal investigation for insurrection over 3rd of December martial law bid that stunned South Korea and led to the first arrest warrant to be issued for a sitting president. He is also involved in a separate constitutional court trial over his 14th December impeachment for violating his constitutional duties with the late-night martial law declaration. And now let's get you the latest update from earthquake-hit Tibet. Race to find survivors is still underway after a major earthquake killed at least 126 people and damaged more than 3,000 buildings in the Himalayan region. Scores of people were injured after the tremors hit the foothills of the Himalayas on Tuesday. A large-scale rescue operation was launched with survivors under additional pressure as temperatures were predicted to fall as low as minus 16 degrees over the night. A fast-moving wildfire in a Los Angeles suburb burnt buildings and sparked panicked evacuations on Tuesday as life-threatening winds whipped the region. Pacific Palisades, an upscale spot with multi-million-dollar homes in the Santa Monica Mountains, were the most affected.
A devastating wildfire swept through Los Angeles' Pacific Palisades as huge winds fueled rapid expansion. Mass evacuation of around 30,000 people is underway as residents fled their homes while officials battled the blaze. The wildfire has already consumed over 1,200 acres as the size of the fire grew sixfold in a matter of hours on Tuesday.
Yeah, this fire came out from, looked like the ridge on top of Palisades Drive and like Lockman Lane, etc. And the wind was howling at 38, 40 miles an hour, major gusts, and it's just blowing right down to the beach.
The fire erupted mid-morning and swelled quickly with dozens of firefighters deployed to battle the blaze, including from the air. While crews worked in steep terrain to cut back vegetation and create fire breaks, roads in the area were gridlocked as residents hurried to get out of the way, with some people seemingly abandoning their cars in a bid to get out. Declaring a state of emergency in the city of Los Angeles, LA City Council President said that the most severe part of this windstorm is yet to come.
We are not out of danger. The National Weather Service has predicted that the winds are going to pick up and get worse. We're going to have the most significant wind event between 10 p.m. this evening and 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it's incumbent that everybody have a wildfire action plan for their home if they live in a brush-covered area.
Before the fire started, the National Weather Service had issued red flag warnings of critical fire danger, the highest level of alert until Thursday evening. Wildfires are an expected part of life in the US West and play a vital role in the natural cycle. But scientists say human-caused climate change is altering weather patterns, making droughts longer and more intense, which creates the conditions for faster and more dangerous fires. Bureau Report, DD India.
Moving on, January the 8th is observed every year as Earth's rotation day. And today, the world is celebrating the anniversary of French physicist Leon Foucal's 1851 proof that the Earth rotates on its axis. While Earth rotates constantly, it is fascinating to reflect on how this rotation impacts everything from weather patterns to the length of a day. Earth Rotation Day serves as a reminder of the dynamic and ever-moving nature of our planet. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from the country and the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for joining us and watching DD India Live this afternoon. Namaskar.